As the second day of the Tri-State Development Summit gets underway in just a few hours, new this morning, one speaker shares why cooperation between business owners is a big part of growing the local economy. The CEO of Tigerhawk Technologies is speaking on businesses working together at today's summit. He says in order for the Tri-States to continue to grow, private businesses need to be able to work together and with the public.
It is what drives our economy, but having those public relationships is what allows us to grow as an economy in this area. So how do we do that? We got to get more private people involved, more private businesses involved.
He says business owners bring a lot of workforce knowledge to the area, and that knowledge they can use to help grow other businesses in the area and bring more people to the Tri-States.